May 1990.
Having returned from the GDR, Vladimir Putin in May becomes an advisor to the then chairman of the Leningrad City Council, Mayor Anatoly Sobchak's team.
Anatoly Sobchak was born on August 10, 1937 in the city of Chita, East Siberian region. He was a Soviet statesman and politician, legal scholar, doctor of law, professor.
In 1991, Sobchak became mayor of St. Petersburg. Needing an assistant, Sobchak sought advice from his old friend Mikhail Miroulashvili, known as Misha Kutaisky in criminal circles.
Mikhail Miroulashvili, born on May 1, 1960, was a businessman in Georgia and a kingpin of the USSR, one of the closest assistants and a friend of Anatoly Sobchak.
His proposed candidacy was Vladimir Putin. Michael Miroulashvili, as well as the rest of the gangster groups in St. Petersburg, needed a man in the mayor's office with whom it would be possible to have joint affairs hassle-free, and soon Vladimir Putin held office as a head of the Foreign Relations Committee of the St. Petersburg mayor's office, and at the same time became the right hand of Mayor Sobchak. During this time, Vladimir Putin supervises diplomatic missions, hotels, gambling, public associations, and, of course, all law enforcement bodies, ensuring interaction with the armed forces, customs, prosecutor's office, the Ministry of Internal Affairs, and the Federal Counterintelligence Service. That time establishing ties with the officials and criminals of Petersburg and also being supported by foreign intelligence services, he actually gained powerful influence on the city of drawbridges. Vladimir Putin has repeatedly taken part in the redistribution of the most valuable state property objects among the city mafia groupings. Precisely, a self-financing complex enterprise, the Baltic Sea Shipping Company, was handed over to Ilya Ilyich Traber's criminal gang.
Traber Ilya Ilyich was born on September 8, 1950, in the city of Omsk. In December 1991, he headed the Restoration and Commercial Center Antiquarian, created according to the Leningrad City Council Executive Committee decision. Traber is known to be familiar with Vladimir Putin at least since that time. Ilya Traber, nicknamed Antiquarian.
Samtrust plant was transferred under the control of Mikhail Miroulashvili's group, which was directly connected to the Baltic Sea Shipping Company. Due to Putin's control over the enterprise, it appeared possible to organize sale of Russian vessels at reduced prices, while all actions were carried out through the criminal kingpin Traber.
October 20th, 1992.
On October 20, 1992, the 20th Trust Corporation was founded as a joint stock company, but very soon it turned from a state company into a completely private enterprise. The post of president was taken by Sergei Nikishin at the behest of Vladimir Putin.
Nikishin Sergei, born on May 7, 1958 in Leningrad, the president of the 20th Trust Corporation, Vladimir Putin's business partner, deputy of the Legislative Assembly of St. Petersburg. December 1992.
In December 1992, an order issued to pump huge funds from the state budget into the corporation for the construction of Peter the Great Business Center. Precisely the amount of 2,900,000,000 rubles appears. Vladimir Putin was the one who petitioned Sobchak for the allocation of funds from the city budget. About 400 million of the allocated funds were spent on the marketing research, a concrete fence installation, a watchman with a trailer and a dog from a neighboring yard as security guard. The remaining amount of 2.5 billion rubles was sent by Vladimir Putin to the European bank accounts and shared among his New Petersburg criminal friends. Soon, at Vladimir Putin's direction, more than 400 million rubles from the budget of St. Petersburg was allocated to 20th Trust Corporation for the reconstruction of a monastery in Israel. The funds administered for the reconstruction by Vladimir Putin and his partner Sergei Nikishin, with the help of foreign security services, were converted by the corporation and transferred to Spanish banks' accounts. Then some money was partially spent on the acquisition of two 32-apartment hotel-type buildings in Spain, in the city of Torrevieja. Subsequently, no acts of repair and reconstruction of the monastery were found by the state auditors, and later the auditors themselves disappeared. However, a letter sent by Sergei Nikishin, the 20th Trust Corporation president, was opened up, in which he expressed gratitude to Vladimir Putin for the financial assistance provided and asked him for financial support from Mayor Sobchak's contingency fund. The 20th Trust transferred funds through Vladimir Putin's favorite account in Dresden Bank, headed by a former Stasi employee.
1992.
Vladimir Putin simultaneously got a second position, deputy mayor, and he remained in the office until the end of Sobchak's term, gradually becoming his first deputy. Putin, among other things, headed the mayor's office commission on operational issues and substituted the mayor in case of his absence in the city.
1993.
Anatoly Sobchak suggests that Vladimir Putin return to the KGB system, or quitted and stayed to work for him, as it was not cool at all, for political reasons, to have a KGB active reserve officer as a deputy. Putin decides to leave the active reserve as there was a leak in the city that the second person after the mayor of St. Petersburg is a security service officer.
1994.
Vladimir Putin is first deputy chairman of St. Petersburg administration. Later, on his initiative, Mayor Anatoly Sobchak signs an order to streamline the activities of private detectives and security companies. This gave Vladimir Putin the opportunity to merge his criminal environment. Vladimir Vladimirovich's specialty was the desire to create some state-controlled monopoly or pseudo-monopoly structures in the city. And one of these structures was Petersburg Fuel Company, the oil products wholesale and retail company, Vladimir Putin being its part-time member of the supervisory board. And later on, the company was transferred under the control of the Tambov mob group headed by Vladimir Sergeyevich Barsukov.
Vladimir Sergeyevich Barsukov, a Russian criminal kingpin, was born on February 10, 1956 in the village of Alexandrovka, Tambov region, member of the Tambov organized crime group, having strong ties with St. Petersburg City Hall mayor's office, namely with Vladimir Putin. In 1994, he became one of the co-founders of Petersburg Fuel Company, the oil products wholesale and retail company. 1995.
Vladimir Putin heads the regional branch of the movement Our Home Russia, with the previously mentioned Sergei Nikolaevich Nikishin, the president of joint stock company 20th Trust Corporation, as its political council member, which Vladimir Putin robbed the budget of St. Petersburg with. But this job was not interesting to Putin, since he did not consider it financially profitable, and this position was not useful for foreign intelligence and security services. Ultimately, Vladimir Putin decided to step down as the chairman of the council of the St. Petersburg Regional Organization Office Our Home Russia.
1996.
Putin was directly involved in the gubernatorial elections for Anatoly Sobchak, lost by the latter, and was actually fired after he had refused to work for the new governor. But working at the administration of Anatoly Sobchak, he established close ties with organized crime. Vladimir Putin played a key role at the mayor's office, and his approval was crucial to all decisions. Vladimir Putin also built relations with Western businessmen with the help of foreign intelligence, which bought from him information on domestic firms. Later on, Vladimir Putin received an offer from his foreign intelligence case officer Harold Schein. He could not refuse to move to Moscow.
думаю, что это правильное деление. Может быть, в Москве так и что-то есть в этом смысле. Прежде был удивлен его таким добрым отношением ко мне.